Hey y'all, it's Sydney Screams, and today's video is brought to you by my wallet yet again because I try really hard to reinvest my affiliate earnings from different companies into my own business where I'm going to buy toys that people want to see me review. I'm going to buy toys that I have interest in reviewing. I don't want all of my videos to just be sponsored videos because, well, I don't know. I'm already spamming you enough, okay? I get it. I don't want all of my videos to be sponsored because of that. So today I am talking about a European indie toy company that I've heard so much about over the years, and honestly, I kind of forgot about them until I moved to their side of the world. Now that I'm living in the Netherlands, I am just a country away from German brand Neotori, who has a lot of really cool dildos. I bought Theotolax the Freelancer late last year, I think it was, in 2025, because I had heard a lot about Neotori. I really wanted to check out what their products were like, and so I got myself a little custom. They do both inventory drops as well as custom model or customizable toys. And Sir, I forget if there's a Sir there or not. Oh my gosh. Theotolax the Freelancer is a honestly very beginner-friendly fantasy toy that I really like. However, there are a few exceptions, which I will get to that in a minute. But first, Theotolax the Freelancer. I keep wanting to say the Enforcer, and I don't know why. Theotolax the Freelancer, is available in 5 different sizes and 2 different firmnesses, and there are a bunch of different coloration options. Plus, you get to select what kind of storage bag it comes with, whether it is a embroidered or stamped storage bag, and there are suction cup bases available. I got a size small in the A00 firmness, which is a soft firmness. The other option is an A10 firmness, I believe, which is much, much firmer. And I do have toys that are an A10, and I was just kind of worried that it would be a little too firm for me, because there's a swell on this, there's a small knot on this. I just wasn't sure if it would be too much for me. So I went with the softer version, and I kind of wish I'd gotten the firmer version. I really, really do. The soft version, it is incredibly comfortable to take. My first time using Theotolax was not my wisest moment. I have a customer who buys these hour-long masturbation videos, and so I like to grab toys that have a suction cup base, ideally, and use them in those videos. And Theotolax had just arrived, and I was like, all right, let's go. You learn a lot about a toy when you masturbate with it on camera for an hour, because in that hour of what the customer actually sees, behind the scenes, this is doing all sorts of crazy stuff. My body is doing all sorts of crazy stuff. It's an intense learning period, really. It really, really is. One of the things that I learned is that the softness paired with the suction cup is not the best, at least with a size small. It might be better on a bigger toy. However, with a size small, the suction cup is A, super, super, super squishy here. Very, very, very squish. And B, if any lube got anywhere around this, using it on my ergonomic handle, this would just literally slide right off, which not ideal, not ideal at all. Also in that hour-long video, that's when I realized that the base of this is not the most comfortable for me to hold, especially if I am thrusting into myself. I think that would be solved by a solid base rather than a suction cup base or a flat base, whatever, or a firmer silicone, because as with a size small, the squish there is just so much that it made it more challenging for me with my grip issues. I wasn't able to properly just like feel comfortable gripping the base, which was of course frustrating, but I really, really like this model, and it was super comfortable to use for an hour-long masturbation video, which an hour-long masturbation video sounds like, okay, that only takes an hour to film, but there's a lot of off-camera penetration that is happening for me while I'm trying to make sure that my video is framed correctly, that I'm moving the right way, that I'm doing all this and that. You know, I have to film more than an hour to then cut down to the hour, right? I really did learn so much, but it's so comfortable to take. There's not a ton of texture on Theotolax. The texture that's there is very, very, very minimal. Incredibly minimal. Like, this is a fantastic introduction to fantasy sex toys. It's got a slightly curved tip there, it's got a swell, and then it's also got a little bit of a knot, and hopefully you can see the minimal texture that's here. It's very vertical texture, and it's not a lot to take, especially in the soft firmness, which I haven't given you a squish test. What am I doing? You deserve a squish test. Everybody deserves a squish test. So as you can see, it's got a good amount of squish to it. The suction cup is just the squishiest part. I got a size small in the A00 firmness, which has the following dimensions. Total length of 6.3 inches or 16 centimeters, an insertable length of 5.5 inches or 14 centimeters, an upper shaft diameter of 1.54 inches or 3.9 centimeters, a lower shaft diameter of 1.8 inches or 4.6 centimeters, a suction cup diameter of 1.77 inches or 4.5 centimeters, and you can use an O-ring with this. The O-ring size I would recommend for the size small is a 1.75 inch O-ring or a 4.445 centimeter O-ring. Everything Neotori makes, all of their sex toys at least, are made with platinum pure silicone. I don't review toys that are not made with body safe materials, so you know that Neotori is passing the Sydney Screams test here. Platinum pure silicone is super easy to clean. This toy is super easy to clean. All you need is some water and an unscented antibacterial soap that does not contain any silicone. If you're looking out for silicones on your soap ingredients list, just look for anything that ends in cone, C-O-N-E, and don't include it. Don't buy that soap. It is okay to use dish soap, y'all. It is okay to use hand soap. It is okay to use a specialty toy cleaner. However, specialty toy cleaners are literally just soap. They're just soap. You can use 7th generation dish soap. You can use hand soap. Just antibacterial and unscented and no silicone. That's all you gotta look out for, okay? Okay. I do wish I had gotten this firmer. However, even with this firmness, this little tip at the tip, the little tip is, it hits just the right spot for me. It is great for G-spot stimulation. I really do like this swell. I like the knot. It was a challenge for me to hand pump because I simply just couldn't grip the base the way that I need to with grip issues. But it's still a really good dildo, and I really, really enjoyed the shape. It was great for thrusting. Well, it was great for me for thrusting. It wasn't great for other people to thrust into me. Again, the softness, the squishiness, the base of it, it just wasn't particularly ideal. Once I learned once I realized the issue with the suction cup and lube, I was very careful that I would suck this onto my suction cup ergonomic handle before I lubed it up and inserted it. That way it was less likely to just slide off the handle, the ergonomic handle. But I think that this is a really approachable size. I think it's a really approachable model, especially for people who are, newer to fantasy toys, who like the shapes but maybe not the textures. Theotolax from Neotori is a really, really good option. I got a custom one. However, this coloration is one that I saw. They had a different toy in a different size, and it had the same coloration. And so when I placed my custom order, I included the link to that toy, and I was like, hey, I think I chose the right colors. However, I saw this one. This is the one. This is the colors I like. Please put it on this model. And they did, and it was great. It was a really easy buying experience. I don't think I even talked to them ever. I did email them because I like to, I like to shine light on indie toy companies. And so I send out like a little questionnaire of just information that I think is interesting or helpful that will help me write like a little bio about them for my reviews. I never heard back from Neotori. It's not a big deal. I'm not stressing it. It would have been nice, but I'm very happy with Theotolax the Freelancer. Why do I keep saying Sir Theotolax? I don't know. I don't know if there's a Sir there or not. Because he's available in a bunch of different sizes, the cost is not terrible. The suction cup is pretty good. However, I think that the firmer silicone would make the suction cup a little bit better, a little bit more effective, a little bit more strong. It's a good deck, y'all. It's a really good deck. My wife didn't try Theotolax except for hand pumping it into me. It's just too small and too squish. If you know anything about my wife, Cassie is a size queen. She doesn't like soft dildos. She doesn't like small dildos. She wants them big and beautiful and filling her up. She likes a lot of texture. Yeah. Theotolax just got used by me. However, she did look at the model and was like, I think I would like that design if it was bigger and firmer. And so there's that. I've only tried Theotolax vaginally. I have not tried him anally. He's just a little too big for me for anal. I know that it's not even that big, but it's still bigger than what I am accustomed to for anal penetration. So. I do really like Theotolax. I think it's a fantastic dildo. I'm not usually someone who will buy toys in multiple sizes or multiple firmnesses. I don't really see much point to it personally, but I also have limited space, and so I try to, work within the confines of my space, and having multiple toys or one toy in multiple sizes or multiple firmnesses is just not my collecting style. But I like Theotolax so much that I would consider breaking that. I would consider the next size up, the medium, and I would definitely consider the A10 firmness instead of the A00 firmness. So Neotori is on social media. They also have their website, neotori.com, I'm pretty sure. Check them out. Check out Theotolax. It is a really, really good model. It's just good. It's just good. I don't know what else to say about it. I really enjoyed it. I will tell you, when other people were thrusting it into me, when my muscles squeezed together, if they were on like an outward thrust, Theotolax would literally just like pop out, which isn't the most ideal, but it happens, especially with small, soft toys and gorilla grip pussy, It's a good dildo. I really enjoyed it. It got me there a lot, both with thrusting and with cockworming. I just really, really enjoyed Theotolax. So check him out. I do have a full written review of him up on my blog, sydneyscreams.com. Also check out Neotori. They're on X, they're on Blue Sky, there are probably other places, but those are the two social medias where toy companies can freely exist. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Neotori, for simply existing and making me this beautiful custom toy that I purchased from you last year. Be sure to check them out. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video, drop me a comment below, let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time for more Sydney Talks Toys.